Okay, so this research study from the Nordic Maintenance Care Program. And this was really interesting because this was a research study where they did chiropractic adjustments on people that did not have pain. It was a maintenance study over a 1 year period. So what they found was that even though the person didn't have pain, they had people coming in and getting adjusted. Because people say all the time, well, I heard once you go, you have to go forever. And that's just simply not true. I mean, obviously, you could stop, right? It's your health. It's like saying, well, once you start working out, you have to go forever. You can apply this to everything. Once I start doing green smoothies, I have to do it forever. Once I start, drinking more water or exercising, or you just fill it in, brushing my teeth, going to the dentist. I will say one thing about brushing and flossing. Because I have damage already from when I was younger in my teeth, and there's been fillings, I had to have one root canal, I have the damage in there already. Do you think that that has something to do with it? Do you think that that plays, into how much I should take care of my teeth? I have a dental hygienist who told me, hey, listen, most people come maybe once a year for, a checkup and a cleaning. Maybe they do twice a year. I don't even know if that's most people. Most people brush their teeth. I don't know how often they go to the dentist. But she said for me, I should do 3 times a year. And it was like, well, what do you mean? Why would I need 3 and other people need, less? And it's like, well, you have damage based on, what we see with your, the health of your teeth and your gums. You need more. And I could have said to her, well, this is ridiculous, why do I have to keep coming back? Why do I have to brush and floss? And I brush and floss. I mean, I floss, every single day. And because of the fact that I did not take care of my teeth when I was younger the way I should have. So now it's kind of like I have to do more maintenance. I have to do more care, okay? And it's like, it's basically like, that plays a part of it. And it's the same thing with chiropractic care, because if you have damage on your x-rays, if you're in a phase 2 of degeneration, do you think, say the person's like my age, 51, they're phase 2 degeneration, a lot of people already know they have bulging herniated discs, their spine structurally, like maybe they don't have the curve in the neck, it's in the wrong position, versus a 22-year-old with no pain. Well, yeah, that's going to be different. So when I look at this, the question I put in was, I said, okay, this is pretty cool. They had 12.8 fewer days of back pain, which is awesome. And me, I've had issues with my low back. I have a history with my low back. So, for me, I'm like, okay, so my question was, and I put it in here, I said, how many adjustments did the patients receive? Because I just wasn't seeing it in the study. So how many adjustments did the patients receive over 52 weeks? And this was the average right here. Look at this. 6.7 adjustments for the year, okay? Now, if someone's never been to a chiropractor, they might be like, oh my God, that's a lot of visits to the chiropractor. I mean, how would they know? You understand? It's all perspective, versus like someone like me. I've been getting adjusted twice a week for 29 years because I went to the hospital with my back. I got, I had an injection. It wasn't an epidural, it was a local. I literally got taken to the hospital in an ambulance. You know what I mean? It's like, and even after that, from working out, from being physical and all that stuff, and then I have a physical job. So I've had issues with my back over the years. I'm bending over people all day. So someone might look at me and be like, oh my God, you get adjusted, twice a week. That's a lot. It's all perspective. Yeah, to a person who's never had any issues and never had any experience with this, it might be. But if you've talked to someone that's maybe gone through something in their life where, their situation might be different, right? There is other research to show twice a month getting adjusted prevents arthritis. So, what I asked my team, I said, what do you think? Is that a lot of visits? Now, obviously they said no, 6.7, because they get adjusted though. And they've been educated on this. But for someone who's never, heard of any of this, it's almost like, that can seem like a lot. So it's really all the perspective. It's the same thing with the brushing and flossing. It's the same thing with going for checkups and cleanings. But I would say if someone's never had their spine checked before, the first thing what we would say is, hey, let's check you to see if you need anything. That's the first thing. It's like going to the dentist. If you never heard that you should go to the dentist, the first thing, they're not going to just tell you, oh, you need to come in for checkups and cleanings three times a year like me, or, you need to floss 4 times a day. The first thing they're going to do is evaluate you, right? So that's always the first thing that we do. But this was really interesting, though. So we printed this study out because, look, even though I'm more of a holistic wellness chiropractor where we focus on x-ray, we focus on spinal rehabilitation, we give people stretches and exercise to do at home, and we lay out care plans for people. Even though we do that, we just had a family come in, very nice people. The mom's like my age, kids are like, what's it like, 8 and 10. They've been patients on and off for years, but they don't come in on a regular basis. So even though, yes, we, educate our patients, there are still people that are going to do whatever they're going to do. So what I would say is, like, is 7 visits for the year better than 0, especially if you have issues? Yeah. Is it enough? Well, it depends. To me, it's not, but everyone's different. So this was really cool. This was a research study that's from 2018, but I literally just found out about it today. This was a one that I've never heard of. It's based on maintenance care, which is pretty cool. All right. Have a great day.